Welcome to the Raff and Raff Rant. I'm Raff.
And I'm Raff. We're Raff.
Raffa Rispo of the Far From Vesuvius podcast. That's Ralph Pizarro of Calcio Napoli Club. Just rant about Napoli.
Let's go for it.
We're going to rant. We're going to match report. We're going to talk about the games. We're going to talk about topics. You leave comments and we'll read your comments out. Question.
All right. Quick stats.
Yes. Throw the stats up there. On to a nice little segment that we're going to call the Beast of the Match.
Who's beasting it for the Napoli team? Let's see.
Follow us on Facebook, Raffa Rispo, Ralph Pizarro, Twitter at RaffaNapoli83, that's me.
CNC USA 26.
I want some feedback to the show. What do you guys want to see? What do you want to see more or less of? This is going to be a show for you guys too. I want a lot of comments.
We want to rant about something. Let us know if you want us to rant about something.
I promise you we're not going to agree on everything all the time.
We won't.
We're going to yell at each other every now and then.
Come and rant. This is what it's for. We want to give you a space to let loose so you can do it here.
Well, that's going to do it, Ralph. You know, were we boring enough for you?
I don't know. I think we were great.
Let's get to it.
And good afternoon, fellas and bellas. My name is Ralph Pizarro. Welcome to the post-game rant with the Ralph and Ralph Show. I am joined today by guest host Mohammed Salad. Thank you, Mohammed, for joining us today. Welcome.
It's a pleasure to be on here.
Pleasure's all mine for having you.
Thank you.
Pleasure's having. Welcome to everybody in the chat. Let's get this rant going. Napoli, much needed win today against Benevento, 2-0. We take the win home, guys. Let's rip through these stats. I got Raffa Rispo waiting on hold, and then we're gonna speak to Mohammed a little bit, pick his brain. All right, here we go. You know the deal. Let's get this rant going, guys. Tell me how you feel. We finally get a win. We lined up today. 4-2-3-1 again from Gattuso. Gulam gets the call up today with Koulibaly, Rahmani, and Di Lorenzo. Bakayoko and Ruiz in the midfield. Insigne, Zielinski, and Politano, and Mertens, yes, makes his return debut today. Also gets us a goal. We're going to talk a lot about him, guys. Game stats today, Napoli dominating possession, 61% today, 39 for Benevento. We had 10 good chances, felt like more at times, 4 for Benevento. Yellows today, this one was a big one. Koulibaly picking up a red card today. Leaves us down to 10 men in about the 80 or 81st minute. He will miss the next match. 8 corner kicks. Again, somebody please come and give us some corner kick training. 2 for Benevento. 88% on the pass percentage, guys. 79 for Benevento. 4 shots today. 18 total shots for Napoli. 8 missed. 5 on target, 5 blocked shots. Benevento kind of crowding the front there, blocking all those shots for us. 4 for them total. 0 missed, 3 on target, 1 block for Benevento. Just not enough, though, to score another goal. Moret keeps them at 0. And we win the game 2-0. Guys, hello in the chat, Mertens Presidente. Ensalada Mista, a.k.a. we got your nickname up there, Ensalada. I have Raffa Rispo on the phone real quick, guys. We're gonna get him on, Mohammed, and then we're gonna come to you. Raffa Rispo, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. What's up, Raf? What's up, Mohammed Salad? What's going on, my friend?
What's going on, sir? How you feeling, Raffa? 2-0 win today. 2-0 win.
Yeah. Big win. We have, we've rebounded from the Europa League debacle, so to speak, but that technically puts us at 2 wins in a row in all competitions, even though, we won the match, but we didn't win the tie.
That's all right.
And we, pretty easy win today, so to speak. I'm satisfied altogether in what I saw, except for maybe a couple minor details, one major at the end, but
yes,
pretty good.
Pretty good today. It's good to see the team kind of flying high a little bit today, Raffa. Right? They seem to be a little bit more energetic, a little bit more connecting. How was your overall? Who was maybe your favorite? I mean, we saw Mertens back. That was nice to see today.
Yeah. It's always great to see Mertens back at 100%. I think, obviously, he was, he wasn't 100% when he was brought back in before, and he needed the extra time. And
You know, the ankle, it's a fragile, piece of business there. And, he was able to go, and, it's fine. He went back to Belgium and was able to properly rehab. And here he is now, doing his thing. And I'm very happy with the performance from him. I'm very happy with Fabian. Actually played really well
today
in the first half.
We're going to talk about Fabian. Right.
Yeah, he found a lot of passes there. He made a lot of really good plays or a lot of chances. I think the first half went especially well. Zielinski had a goal called off for Insigne being in the way, I guess, of obstruction, which I thought was BS, but. I guess the referees didn't. But, nice goal by Zielinski, though. Nevertheless, nice.
If this was hockey, that would have counted, right?
Say that again.
If this was hockey, that would have counted. And senior, but it's not.
It's funny because I was watching at the shop, and Allie actually had a minute break to sit down with me and eat really quick and watch with me, and she saw that infraction, and she's like, "Is that even a thing?" I guess it is.
I guess it is. But
good play in the first half. Benevento wasn't too much of a threat, honestly.
No, they didn't seem so. I mean, between the possession, between the shots that they took, they looked like they were having a hard time out there. Maybe they should have started the other Insigne. Maybe they would have had a little better luck. I don't know, but it is what it is. We take the win, Raffa. I'm gonna get to the chat here. Anything else you want to add before I cut you loose here, Raf?
I would like to add that Politano was officially credited with the second goal. I know there was some discretion of whether it was an own goal, if it was Di Lorenzo. If they had posted that it was Di Lorenzo, but Serie A fixed it. Official Serie A fixed it.
It came off that shoulder.
And it is a Politano goal. I liked what I saw from him. He had a really nice nice ball sent in for the first goal. Also, let's talk a little bit about Gulam really fast before I hang up, because I have been clamoring for him to play more and more and more for a long time. And I think now we're going to see a little bit more of him. I think he's just got to get a little speed back in his legs. But other than that, he can cross the ball in. He's good with the passing. He's good with decision making. I think Gulam is the way to go from here on out. And hopefully, if he gets some speed back, we can see more of him and he can stay with us. I think he's a good,
absolutely.
Good,
absolutely. He's
what
a
I mean?
fan favorite. Oh,
but,
absolutely.
Listen, we lose Koulibaly for the game against Sassuolo midweek, which sucks because we got to go back to Maximovic or Armani, and Sassuolo is very tricky. But if we can continue this way and this play, I saw a lot of good ideas. If we can keep this up, top four shouldn't be an issue. But yes, I'll let you guys go.
Thank you, Raffa.
You guys have a great show. I'll be watching from this side.
Cool.
Please,
get in the chat.
I know
slacking today. What's going on, boys and girls? What's going on? It's slacking today. Where's Paulie and Rocco?
They're watching somewhere. Somewhere. I'm over here at work. But
all right.
But please, I know I can't hear him, but I know he can hear me. Salad, you enjoy yourself. I'll be watching. I'll be commenting.
All right.
If you guys can get to the Napa line, that'd be great. And if you can't, oh well. But
we'll
call in, guys.
Call in when I open it up.
Let's do it.
All right, Raffa. Thank you. Forza Napoli. Ciao, ciao. All right, Raffa Rispo blessing us with his presence. Thank you, sir.
Appreciate that.
Mohammed, thank you.
Yes,
thank
sir.
you for your patience, guys. Everybody
of course.
Chat's a little quiet today, but let's get to you. Let's talk about the first 25 coming out the gate. How did you view this Napoli today?
I feel like they knew they had to win today. It was one of those games, and to be fair. Benevento didn't present any sort of threat anyway. Every time they got the ball, they were just kicking it. And I mean, Koulibaly was we had no players in our own half because they were so boxed in. So there was no threat. And I think someone tweeted it, I'm not sure. We shouldn't have conceded today. I mean, we didn't, and there's no in the 4th minute you could see we're not going to concede a goal today because they're just presenting no threat whatsoever. It was just opening them up and managing to get a goal, which we did. It came with a bit of luck, obviously, but we need that right now.
Yeah,
but,
you create your own luck sometimes,
We started the game well. We got the result that we needed. So.
I hear you. You know, we have a beast of the match. This is a thing that we do when we win. Maybe you've seen it. I'm gonna get to it soon. You know what? Let's get to it now. Let's get it out the way, because
so is that like your man of the match?
Yeah. Well, so here's the difference. Now there's the man of the match, right? We all have an idea who probably the man of the match was. The beast of the match could be the man of the match as well. What the beast of the match is hey, you got a shout out from Don Napoli. Salad, ciao ragazzi. What's up, Don? Don Napoli. I think he's from your neck of the woods, right? You're in Europe, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm from London. I'm from the UK.
From London. All right, so you're out there now. All right, cool. So thank you, by the way. I know it's what, about almost 9 o'clock there. So
no, it's only 8 o'clock. I mean,
that's right. You're 5 hours, right?
5 hours. It depends where in America you are. So you're only about 6 hours away. I mean, New York's. I mean, I'm assuming you're in New York. It's not far.
I am a New Yorker. Yes.
Yeah.
It is about 5 to 6 hour plane ride.
5 6 hour flight. Yeah. I mean,
by Eastern Standard Time, we are 5 hours behind.
Yes, sir.
Italy's 6, but England is 5. But as far as the beast of the match is the guy who did some work that maybe doesn't get the man of the match, but you know, did put in work. But here's the deal. I think those two go hand in hand today. Let me put out let's get that one out the way, because there's more to talk about it. That's right, guys. My beast today was, you know, this changed on the fly to me. I have some honorable mentions.
It changed quite a few times in the game. It changed quite a few times in the game, yeah.
It did, and I'm going to tell you why.
I'm quite surprised you came to that final decision, though.
Do you want to know why, though? I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why. He wasn't my first pick. I had one pick. Raffa had another. Now, initially I picked Fabian Ruiz, and Raffa was calling for Politano. And they both did great. The thing was, Chirutz, I know he's happy. The thing was, Mertens, with this broken ankle, comes into play, scores a goal. I mean, I felt like his presence alone is one of the reasons why this team performed the way
you know, over the last couple of weeks, we've been calling for some sort of character on and off the pitch. And I think Raffa was even tweeting it himself. Like, he's so important, whether he plays or not, just having him on the bench is so crucial. And you can see today, like, the level of play of everyone is increased just because Mertens is playing. Like, his link-up play coming in deep. You can see, like, there was a point where you see him chasing. He's chasing further back than our midfielders. I mean, Bakayoko doesn't do any chasing anyway. But so I mean, just having Mertens there, it's a blessing, to be fair.
It really was. It really was. I mean, he's putting pressure on the goalie. He's putting pressure up top. Again, he scored the goals. He's trying to set up the goals. He
doesn't stop. He's relentless. Doesn't stop.
He is. He's a beast, and he beasted it today, and he did it with one good ankle. I mean, arguably.
I think he's back. I think he's back now. I mean, I feel like. I mean, last time we rushed him, but he looked good today. I mean, he played 80 minutes under his legs. He looks okay. Yeah, he looks all right today.
He did look okay. He did look okay. But honorable mention to a few people. We're going to talk about them. But today, my beast of the match was Dries Mertens.
When you put it like that, I can't really.
For everything he did, not just the goal. He was probably man of the match. I'm not sure, but certainly a beast. He's back, is damn right. You know, it was just good to see him. Listen, Politano was definitely a force on the right today. You know, he spent a lot of energy helping get back on defense, going up along the right. And I really liked Fabian Ruiz. I think his presence today in the midfield helped kind of connect the sides, helped kind of the middle. It helped Zielinski. You know,
can I make a little? Can I mention Please. Someone that you haven't mentioned? I feel like Zielinski is so important because he's the only one that kind of does, from our midfielders anyway, that does something. So I mean, all of our other players like Politano, Fabian Ruiz, they're all relatively direct, but he's the only one that can kind of do that little that intelligent pass, those little intelligent flicks, and kind of beat the guy like with one touch sort of thing. And there's times where, especially within the first 10-15 minutes, I even tweeted, I was like, okay, we're putting so much pressure on, but we need someone to present some sort of something clever, some bit of ingenuity to create something. And I feel like he's always one that can create something out of nothing. And I feel like he's always a danger in one way or another.
When Zielinski is on point, this team is way more dangerous because
Definitely.
Again, he's the middle. I mean, that's like the heart. That's the heart of the team. We have to connect because I noticed that there's these times where it's like we start from the back and then we just send these long balls. We kind of neglect the midfield. We just send it forward and the ball just keeps getting turned over and we just can't generate, this constant pressure, this constant offense. And usually when that happens, Zielinski's not getting the ball or Ruiz is just too far back. I saw a little bit more balance today. And
when those two are clicking, when Zielinski and Fabian are clicking and both playing well, they're two of the best midfielders in the league, and that's when we become a very respectable, good team that can beat anyone on our day. Because with Insigne, you know what to expect from Insigne. You know what you're going to get from Lozano and Politano. Mertens, I mean, if he gets a chance, he's going to score it, as we saw today. But if those two are clicking, that's what makes the difference for us, and that's what makes us better than what I say makes us better than all the other teams around us, is because those two can make nothing out of nothing. They can make something out of nothing. Sorry, they can score from anywhere. They can create from anywhere. They can both pick a pass. They can, you know what I'm trying to say. So if those two continue playing like this, there's no reason why we shouldn't finish in the top four.
Zielinski almost had that goal today. It was called off because they considered Insigne obstructing the goalie. Like I was joking. I was like, in hockey, that's a good thing, but in soccer, it's against the rules. So the goal
I can understand. I can understand it. I mean, like Insigne shouldn't be walking there anyway. Like, what's he doing?
Right.
It's just a bit lazy.
Right. Well, he was trying to cut in. I think he was anticipating a pass up the middle and ended up offside. Zielinski, it was a good shot. I mean, look, it went in. It just got called off. So, but just seeing these guys. Now, there was a thing here about, who was it? John Boccio saying, and there was another mention in here, Italia Napoli 77. I'm going to get to you as well. So, Sal, let's address some people in the chat today. What's up, guys? Two things. John Boccio, a big member of Calcio Napoli Club. Welcome, John. Always good to see you. What up, guys? Two things I noticed today. Benevento didn't present much of a challenge, true, and Gattuso hasn't been screaming as much to player. Probably also true. I didn't hear quite as much.
No, I heard quite. I heard quite a bit of screaming today. Yeah. I'm always because I'm such a big fan of him. I'm always listening out for it, and it's like I like his passion. Like he's always screaming about something.
But do you feel like that throws off a little bit of the concentration to the players? Because like, don't you want the guys to kind of get in their groove a little bit, and then?
No, but don't you think they're probably used to it, because he's probably doing it to an even higher level when they're training. So it's something that they're hearing day in, day out. So I don't think it throws them off in any way. So I feel like it's just, and with Gattuso, we saw it as a player as well. I mean, some certain characteristics you can't just let go. Like, it's the same guy that was screaming at Kaká and Shevchenko, Maldini and Nesta. I mean, he's gonna carry on doing that.
Right, I guess that's just his style. That's just, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. Sometimes I feel like we, especially considering what we saw from last year, Napoli needed a little bit of that, bit of that push and things. So I don't mind it so much. And the players are taking to him and they love him. I mean, every time someone scores, every time we win, they seem to all run to him and hug him. So it's something that it's something. I mean, it's a good sign. Even if we're not playing that well, it shows that the team is united, and eventually when the chips start falling in the right direction, we'll start getting wins. Right. No, I absolutely. And now I think with no EL, no Copa, Gattuso's job got a little bit less heavy. It's a little easier now. So he's able to focus on this one tournament, and we got to finish in top four. Whether stay, go, I'm not going to get into those conversations because I want to focus on the game, but this is what we need. The thing is, it's like, did Napoli do great, or did Benevento, not play as well?
We did what we had to do. We did what we had to do. We didn't concede. We scored. Yeah. Right. No, I think we did what we had to do. No, I said we did what we had to do. I mean,
Right.
at this point, it's not about how we play. I mean, we played well enough, but we did what we had to do, and that was get the 3 points, keep a clean sheet, and get the confidence going. I was saying this on Twitter yesterday, while interacting with one of the other Napoli Twitter members, and I was saying, in the way this Serie A season is going, 3 wins in a row is literally like that can change your fortunes for the entire season.
Absolutely.
And if you look at our next 2 games, it's Sassuolo and Bologna, which we're more than capable of beating. And in that same time period, all the other big teams are playing against each other. So in about 2 weeks, I mean, in the next 2 weeks, Atalanta play against Inter, I believe. Juve versus Lazio. Milan are playing against Verona, who aren't a slouch. So I feel like if we win our next 3 games and the confidence starts to increase, and on top of that, a lot of our players are coming back from injury as well.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
we're leaning towards a complete squad, and we're only got one competition to focus on now.
Right.
So the rest won't be an issue anymore. None of those things will be a problem anymore. So
we do got to hunker down for the beginning of March, because I know the first 2 weeks, like up until the 17th, because we got that Juve makeup game, then we got to play Milan. So the first 2 weeks of March will be difficult. And if Gattuso and the boys can kind of like go get through that eye of that storm, it could be a lot brighter coming the last stretch of the season. I want to address this real quick. Against the team that offers no threat, we still didn't create many clear chances. Now, I will admit, was that you?
No. But I'm saying I tweeted exactly that.
Okay.
Before the goal, yeah.
But here's the deal. I mean, we did about 20 chances. We could have had more goals. It was just, they had like 5 block shots on us, Zielinski had that overturned goal. I called 3-0 was my prediction today, and I think I should have gotten it. But unfortunately, 1 goal got overturned, and a few other shots got blocked. So I think we did create chances. It's just they didn't convert Koulibaly. Oh, my God. We're going to talk about Koulibaly. I'm a little pissed at that situation.
Yeah.
But so we did. I feel like we did create some chances. I think we created enough, but I think Benevento also had 5 blocks on us. They also crowded that, so it was difficult to penetrate. I feel like towards the final third there. But either or, I will admit that Napoli wasn't that challenged today. I want to get through some of the things. Now, let's talk about that red card. You know what? Let's just get into it.
Oh, so frustrated, man. There's no, because the thing is, I don't know if you noticed, but before the first side tackle, he missed one just before.
Okay.
I don't know if you noticed it. Like he tried to slide tackle before. He missed the slide tackle completely, and then he came back and he tried. I don't know. Maybe it was just an ego thing. It was just the dumbest thing you could do.
Right? Because he made a face. He had to look like.
I think
he made a face.
And the thing is, it's just so there's no need for it, because now we're gonna go into next week against Sassuolo, who is somewhat of a tough game with Maximovic and Rahmani again, and it's just as like 1 step forward, 2 steps back. There was no need for that. You're winning 2-0. He's not going anywhere. He's closer to his corner flag than the halfway line. I mean, why? What's the need for it?
Yeah, so like it was 2 things for me now. Here, Sereno, welcome Sereno from Fiat Vesuvius and Napoli Club Toronto. We were speaking in the Twitter chat, so it's funny.
Welcome, sir.
Brain fart from Cooley on that second yellow, 100%. But here's the deal. And I'm gonna crap on Gattuso's risk management once again. No, we cannot predict that Koulibaly would have just had a complete mental lapse and gotten a red card. True. But we had 2 defenders in about the 80th minute with yellow card.
With yellow cards,
Do you feel that at least one of those guys should have been taken off the field? I mean, we're talking about Di Lorenzo and Koulibaly, literally your 2 top defenders, your 2 guys.
I wasn't even thinking about that. I don't know if you saw me during the game. As soon as we scored the second goal, I was like, yo, what the F? Make some changes. I don't understand why it took until the 82nd minute for us to make our first substitution. Mertens is just coming back from injury. Take off guys. I mean, you're allowed 5 substitutions. Why have you not used any? Like, they're not creating anything. You're winning 2-0. You've got 20 minutes left. Make some changes. Why risk another injury? I didn't even care about the red card. Of course, you care about the red card, but you're risking more injuries. Your squad is depleted as it is. Take off your guys. Like Politano, we know he's not 100%. Mertens is not 100%. Insigne has been lingering injuries here and there.
Right.
So why are you not making those changes? Why is Gulam? Gulam is just coming back with his he's just getting his feet underneath him again. Why are you not taking him off? Why are you not making substitutions? That was my biggest thing. And everyone knows I'm the biggest Gattuso supporter. Like I love the guy, you know, I love him.
Sure.
But it's just certain things. It's like, yo, come on. Why are you waiting until the red? Like he didn't make a change until Koulibaly got sent off.
Right. I feel like he's the one, and you're right. I like Gattuso the man. I kind of like him the coach. I have my opinions about him and the coach, but we all know those opinions already. But the thing is, I feel like he is a bit of a reactionist. Nicholas Gambone, who should be gone by June.
Yeah.
Nicholas, he will be. He will be gone. I think that is almost like a...
That's guaranteed.
Salah needs to get in the Discord. Is this the CNC Discord, Michele? I hope so. I hope you're talking about mine, you know. But Gattuso just seems to be a bit of a reactionist, and that's the one thing that I don't. I like Gattuso, man, and I like some of Gattuso, the coach, but
I think that comes with the inexperience.
Yeah, Gattuso doesn't have the experience to strategize around that situation, unfortunately. The thing is, it's the 81st minute. You make 0 changes when you have 5. Mertens did everything he had to do. He could have been taken out at that moment. Whoever you wanted to put, his choice. You want to make a defensive change, put in another defender, fine. You want to put in Elmas, he was on the bench, fine. You want to give some burn to one of the kids, if you decide. I know that's been a huge debate lately, fine. But
this was the game to do it. This was the game to do it.
This was the game to use one of those guys.
You're winning 2-0 against arguably the worst team in the league, or one of the worst teams in the league. They're not presenting anything going forward. Right. I mean, let some of them give them a few minutes. I mean, I know a lot of the guys. I mean, I'm not too eager or excited to see the kids because we're in a we're in a very tough spot right now. You don't want to put those in the. I know Gaetano's been screaming Primavera for.
I know. Gaetano has been the only one supporting me here with this, man. It's been a tough battle, and I've been going head to head with the heavyweights on this, and I'm just like, no.
I understand that, but this would have been the game to do it.
This would let the young kids cook, Peter Scala. But kids are not. Either way, you had Gaetano. You don't know how much I appreciate this. You giving me energy. I think
Elmas, Hisai, Maximovic still on the bench. Like you still got senior players on the pitch.
Right. Exactly. And waiting till the 81st minute, no good. You could give Mertens a break. Like he almost had that little knock. He did have a little knock on his ankle, which was. You know, I was biting my nails the whole time watching Mertens play, and the way he was running, and it's not like he got on the pitch lollygagging. Mertens was,
every time
man,
bro, every time he got tackled, I was like, no, please no.
Right.
Every time he got, I was like, yo, no, don't do that.
Like throw an elbow in his face, just leave the
anything.
Alone, you know?
Yeah, of course.
But I want to see that
overall, I think we played well, and a lot of us were tweeting this. And I was tweeting it as well. Like, I mean, because most Napoli fans, we live tweet the game. Why has Mario Rui been playing this whole time if Gulam is even half fit? I don't see it.
Well, Gulam just came back from COVID.
So... Yeah, no, I understand that. But I'm saying, the entire season, why have we been subjected to watching Mario Rui this entire time when Gulam is okay? He's not bad.
Right. Gulam is
like
when he best
when he came on against Granada the other day. When Gulam came on against Granada in the second half, and we went 4 at the back, and it was Gulam playing. We played really, really well, and he did play very, very well. And today, but then one of you guys is one of the guys on Far From Vesuvius. I believe it's K Chiof. I can't really pronounce his name.
Ken Chofredi?
Yes. Ken was like, okay, but he has no pace whatsoever. So in games where we're not going to be so dominant, maybe Gulam gets exposed for pace, which is a reasonable argument. But I think Gulam should play every time.
So Joe Reese says fine against Benevento, wouldn't trust.
Yeah, so I think that's what Ken was arguing.
I don't know if it's. Yes, no, he's not the most. Doesn't have the most pace on the team. That's true, but there
He's a
are
better
moments
He's a
that
better
he could be
defender.
used.
He's a better defender than Gulam. Than Rui. How many times have we been scored on with a header from the back post because Mario Rui is tiny? If Gulam was there, a lot of the,
Right.
like Duvan Zapata last week, for example. I mean, maybe he doesn't win that header if Gulam's playing instead. How many times has it been Mario Rui on the overlap for him to try and pick out the right cross and the right pass?
Right.
But he never makes it happen.
I think like Mario Rui, he does connect with Lorenzo Insigne a lot. And when we do need some pace and when we keep the ball on the ground a lot, Mario Rui could do something like that. But every now and then when we need to cross or, I like Goulam's crosses as far as offense goes, as far as what he contributes on offense. I really like that. He might not be pacey, but if he can do the job, considering how many games, who do you got? Peter here?
Peter, yeah, I agree with that.
But Napoli moves so slow, his pace shouldn't matter. Right.
Yeah.
Like, I think we're valuing pace way too much, and like, let's talk about experience. We don't need these guys to run I think they're old. I think our external defensemen are just running too much, too deep.
Yeah.
And we always get caught on these counterattacks. And then we end up conceding. So it's like, do we need them to run that much? We need them to defend and stay in position and make some nice passes. Let the midfielders run a little bit more. Let the wingers do a little bit more of this. So I loved Goulam. I don't know why we keep, I know after the injury he might not have been the same player.
I think he plays most games from now on. From now to the end of the season, I think he's won Gattuso's trust and he starts. And by the way, as Gaetano said, saying we want Goulam to play doesn't mean we don't need a left back. We desperately need a left back.
Yes.
But for now, he's the best left back on this team.
Right, exactly. Do we need a left back? Absolutely. But this is what we got. We all saw in January what happened. And by the way, just to defend Gattuso asked for a left back, and Giuntoli's response was, "I can't get you a left back unless I sell Goulam." That was the response to that. So I think as far as market goes, we're going to have to see in June what's going to happen with this team. Yeah. I don't think there's been so much rumors, but I try not to look at those rumors, man, because it'll drive you nuts. It'll really drive you nuts.
I've got a question for you.
Please.
Considering how well Politano has played and is playing, and Lozano's probably arguably been our best player this season, how do you maneuver that when Lozano comes back?
That is a good question. I thought there was enough. So it's been, in my opinion, forever that Napoli had two teams, and Politano and Lozano could have switched off. I know Lozano is naturally this left wing, but he has been able to. But he has been able to do the job on the right. We had Bonetti here who spoke about saying that the option to buy Lozano may have been not a great one because we already had
Lorenzo
Insigne on the left, but Lozano proved to be a force on the right. Now, I want to use both. That's the thing. That's the way I look at soccer, I guess. I don't know if it's the traditional way, but Lozano would be my starter. Just because the season he's been way more consistent and just way more attack forward than Politano. But Politano, he has some clutch moments, where he can score a goal or get an assist
from anywhere. He's cutting on that left foot and just exactly.
Like, why can't we use both? Why can't we figure out when it's good to use one?
But then if you want to use both, that means you're gonna have to move Insigne to the middle as number 10, which is something that I've been wanting to do. But then you're gonna have to drop Zielinski.
But Zielinski can come back and play mid, So,
but then you're gonna drop Fabian. Like,
I don't
you're
mind
gonna
that.
have to
I
drop
always thought
one
Fabian was a bad. I always thought Fabian for now was coming off the bench or like a
I know how you feel.
A B choice.
I know how you feel about Fabian. Don't worry, I've been up to date. I know how you feel about Fabian. But I feel like with everyone coming back, Deme is super important, of course. I love Deme.
Don.
So,
I don't know.
I think he was referring to one of our previous conversations. I saw when he tweeted that. Yeah, it's
I didn't
when we were
mention
talking about
I'm
running.
not sure.
Yeah, no. He's referring to when you said something. I don't know. I can't
All
put
right,
anything to it.
sorry.
But yeah, no. I think we look good now. We look good. I'm confident. I'm one of the very few that are confident we finish in the top 4, and I don't think we struggle with that. So
right. Again, it's in my opinion that we have 2 teams and we should act accordingly. We don't necessarily have to. The amount of and this is going to be an episode probably when the season ends, but I think we have to kind of look at soccer, the high demand of all these games between Champions League, Copa, the season, and all this stuff. Like, you need to have 2 teams. You need to have a bench that could back up your A starters. Maybe you have another A player on the bench even. I mean, that's okay. Like with the high, all the teams are having these issues that are playing these multiple tournaments with injuries and all this thing. Like, look at a team like Juve. I mean, like, any one of those guys can start that's on the bench for the most part. I think we need that. I think Napoli, if they want to contend, they need to use all their players at some capacity.
But let's be honest. Going into this season, we were being praised for how much depth we had. Like, we have reasonably good depth. Like, if it just so happens that everyone and their backup is now injured. Like, Osimhen, his backup Petagna is also injured. Deme, I mean, I feel like we don't have a replacement for Deme, but we have, because if you look at our bench, you have Rahmani and Maximovic, you have Gulam, and we had Malqui, you had Ospina or Merit on the bench, you had Lobotka, who obviously hasn't turned out to be that great. You had, and then you have 4 midfielders that can start. You have Politano that can be on your bench. You have Mertens or Zielinski or however you want to play it. We've got really, really good, like, we have really interesting depth. Like, obviously, some of those guys aren't as good in terms of quality. Like, for example, if you're replacing Lobotka with Deme, I mean, that's a huge drop down. But we do have a reasonably good amount of depth, in my opinion.
I agree with you. That was my opinion from the start. It was in my opinion that I wanted to see more people play. I mean, that's just me overall. I've been saying that since the days of Mazzarri. That, hey man, let these guys play. Josh DL, yes, 9 people were injured. That's less than 2 full team depth, but that's as of recent. And I know it was a challenge, I would say, as of recent for Gattuso to do that. But I think there were times that Gattuso, again, he seemed to, like, especially in January, where it was like 3 games in a row, same 11, and not much turnover when they could have done it. It's tough to say, because the counterpoint I always get is, like, nobody can predict these injuries, and that's true. I'll concede to that. However, I'm all about risk management, and I'm just saying, don't get to that point, because that point is possible. You might not be able to predict when things are going to happen, but you can still be prepared for it. And
but I don't think anyone could have seen. Yeah, I don't think anyone could have seen. I mean, bro, like, the amount of players that we have injured and the amount of players that have been carrying injuries throughout the season.
Right.
I don't think any team in the world is suffering the way we're suffering from injuries, and we've been so unlucky. It's ridiculous.
But is it luck, or is it? I mean, maybe. Certainly some of it is luck, but I think part of it has to do with. Again,
what's the chances that so many key players get hurt at the exact same time? Like, for us, for a whole month, for us to be without some of our best players. Like, bro, there was a point we had no Koulibaly, no Manolas, no Lozano, no Deme, no Mertens. Right. Bro, that's 5 starters. Osimhen as well. That's 6 people that start every game that weren't available for us. Fabian as well. So, I mean...
Well, between the COVID and the injuries, it was like a mix of both.
So, for everything to just hit you one time. Yeah, I mean, so for everything...
the gears.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sorry, you can finish your point. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I'm saying, so for all of that to happen at one time, that's unlucky. If it was a bit here and a bit there and a bit, fair enough. I mean, that happens to every team. But for the entirety of your team to be gone for close to 3 or 4 weeks is really unlucky.
is it a question of physio then? Are the doctors, the physical therapists of Napoli, are they not doing their job? My brother always speaks about conditioning, and is that something we should start looking at? So let me present the question to you, everybody in the chat, of course, guys. Does Napoli's, because remember Mazzarri, it was like nobody got injured. Nobody. If this is Carmine, I'm pretty sure, because he talks about this big. I think he's all right. So he's going to, and he goes to school for this. So I believe it's 1000% physio. There's got to be something. It's not all Gattuso's fault. So let's not all like kill Gattuso or ADL
but then again,
or Giuntoli. There's got to be something else, man.
But then you have to look at all of them individually. Obviously, I'm not going to get into too much detail and stuff. But yeah, I mean, Koulibaly and Gulam were COVID. Manolas was a horrible, what's it called, tackle that got him injured. I mean, so it's not right. I wouldn't blame it all on physio. It's all, I mean, but then that's a conversation for a completely different day.
Right. It's a whole episode. But
looking forward, everyone's coming back. Right. Yeah, everyone's coming back.
Everybody's coming back.
Yeah. So let's look at the positives. We won. We got the 3 points. We did what we had to do.
Right. Right.
So.
Yeah, let's hope they keep this pace. Let's hope they figure out, maybe as it gets warmer. I know with the winter, they've played a lot of games in the rain too, like a lot. It's always raining, and it's way more dangerous to play on a wet field than it is on a drier one too. So there's just so many questions that and I think by the end of the season, we can start asking more and getting more answers, but it's been so hard to pinpoint things. And I think a lot of it's a lot of different factors this year. I gotta admit,
let's just. Let's just hope we get through this year in the top 4 and start thinking about, because this year has just been extremely unprecedented circumstances. No one knows how to deal with it. It's just, let's just hope we can get into the top 4, get back into the Champions League, and regroup in the summer. Let's just buy the players we need to play. Let's get a new manager early. And let's regroup and let's start fresh next season. Let's just get over the hurdle in whatever way we can, and let's plan for next year. That's right. How I see it.
I'm totally with you. I wanted to address Real Don Di Napoli. You were talking about letting the midfield run the game instead of having the win back style. I didn't say run the game. I wanted them to run. You know what I mean? It basically.
So that's why he said, do you expect Bakayoko to run?
Cool. Totally. Yeah. Totally cool. No, and here we hold everybody accountable for what they say, and I appreciate the challenge and the feedback, Real Don. But no, listen, I consider Bakayoko more of a defensive midfielder, somebody who kind of stays in the middle, helps the center backs and things like that. He can make a pass here and there if we're starting from the back, Bakayoko's there. He accepts the ball, sends the ball out to whether it be Fabian Ruiz. That happened today, by the way. We saw Bakayoko a little farther back and Ruiz a little farther up, and we were able to move the ball along. That's what I'm talking about. Because it always seems like we do the same thing where the wingers are always carrying the ball up, and we miss the number 10, and we miss the midfielders. There's always a hole in the middle because we're constantly running up the sides. I'm just saying I want a little bit more balance with utilizing the midfield as well as the wingers. I don't want the wingers always to be running up, getting tired, getting caught up front. And no, I don't want Bakayoko running per se. He's a slow guy. But I want him to stay in the back and cover those counterattacks. That's what I want Bakayoko to do. And when he can send the pass up. But, he's not going to get that final pass. He's not going to be carrying the ball up. That's why we got Zielinski. That's why we had Fabian Ruiz today. They did all those things today. Napoli looked way better. That's all I'm trying to say. So I
agree with you 100%.
I hope that can clear things out. Don Di Napoli, he jogs around like he's trained for constant no urgency in his play. He's tired. These dudes are tired. These guys are so spent right now. And with Gattuso's style of play, it just doesn't help. Bakayoko is the only midfielder that should sit in front of the defense. That's kind of like where I'm getting at. Julian is my co-admin for CNC, Mohammed, so you know. He asked about the phone. I may not do the phone because I got to cut out a little early today, so I'm not going to be able to take the Napo line. I'm going to sit in the Napo line. Next time I'm alone, I'm just going to let this phone go, and I'm going to get everybody in. So, We're gonna cut out soon. Let me try to get another question here. If anybody has a question for Mohammed, let's put him to the test here.
Let's go.
Alfonso, Atalanta, Lazio, Roma will be fighting to stay in the top 10 if they had to deal with what. Hey, all right, good opinion.
Yo, if Milan don't win today, they're gonna be right back in that top 4 race as well. Like they're not exempt from it at all. They're
right.
I feel like at the moment the only team that's guaranteed top 4 for me is Inter. Apart from that, everyone it's all for, like that's open for everyone. Like there's 3 spots available for the top 4.
I agree. This has probably been the tightest race that I've seen in a decade. And
we should have been running away with the Scudetto. This was the year. Oh my god! Oh god!
Let's take a couple comments. We'll do another few minutes, Mohammed, if that's okay with you, and then
of course.
Through all this BS, we're still not in bad shape. Gattuso deserves some credit for that. I agree. I think we're really hard on this guy, but he does deserve some credit. I always said just stepping into this freaking mess last year was brave enough.
I don't know if you saw the video that I posted yesterday. The reason I feel so strongly about him is because he came into us at our very worst. We were 15th, 16th when he came in. Slowly went up the table. Of course, top 4 was way too far. Won a trophy, and I feel like he's not been given a fair chance, honestly speaking. Of course, some of his tactical decisions are questionable to say the least, but honestly, I feel like he's not been given a fair opportunity. COVID, injuries, and all the other stuff going on. I wish the best for him. I mean, he's probably not going to stay at this point. But I feel like we've been too harsh on the guy. I feel like we've been way too harsh on him.
Would it be safe to say that Gattuso is a good coach, just not ready for this level quite yet?
I agree. Yes, I agree.
Fair enough opinion.
Mm-hmm. I think maybe I think we should just switch coaches with Verona. Let him go to Verona. We take Juric and let him kind of build his way up from there. I feel that's
possible. It's a good suggestion.
I mean, maybe not Verona. Maybe not Verona, but somewhere. I don't know, Sassuolo, maybe even Fiorentina. I mean, decent.
John Butcher, you're next. I want to get Sereno up in here. Regroup, starting with Giuntoli getting the boot and hiring on a competent DS. I'm with it. I think a bit of a reset is in order. I think the team was in transition for a little bit. Because when you're in transition, you're at your weakest point, and I think that's kind of what we're experiencing right now. But the January market was non-existent. So, what are we supposed to do in the striker department when we had 6 kids on the bench at one point? So clearly, the administration, we have to hold the administration accountable for some of the issues. It's not all Gattuso. Because if our bench isn't good enough to tread water at a minimum, it's the fault of the front office. And I agree. If your kids are no good, if your bench is non-existent, if your market is non-existent, there's only so many options.
At the same time, you've got 9 guys that are injured. So there's how many more guys do you need on the bench? You've got 9 guys out. So your 9 starters are out. That means you've got 9 guys from the bench playing. Of course, your bench is going to be useless.
Yes, I think this also. I think if because I know John enough to probably think that maybe some of the people were probably not the. The last comment. I know.
Oh god! Oh my goodness.
Italian. If he can't give us Grinta Gazzima, who can? Do you want to give the initial response to this, Mohammed? I'll let you. If not, I got something to say about it. Kind of.
I feel like I ended on this in my video yesterday, and I said I feel like there's a mental block somewhere. I feel like there's a mentality issue with the players, and I don't think it's a thing that because we've tried a world-class tactical coach in Ancelotti. That didn't work. Now we went for the all-time greatest motivator in football. And that doesn't seem to be working. So what is it? I mean, it's got to.
It's a little bit of both. It's got to be a little like Ancelotti, and they need that. I shouldn't say Ancelotti and Gattuso need to have a baby. Is what's going on. I said this before. All heart, no brains. That doesn't win either. Grinta is good. What we saw against Juve was Grinta. All right, not a whole lot of stuff going on for us, but a shit ton of heart, and we ended up winning. But that is not efficient.
That's not sustainable.
That is not efficient. It's not exactly. It's not sustainable.
Not sustainable.
Primavera. No, all right. Let me stop now, because Joe DeAnge thinks I'm going to put it up because this is his opinion. He was used as a patsy when you look at the grand scheme of things. I mean, I don't want to open up a can of worms. This is, but it feels it's almost as if we're dumping all the blame on one guy, and I don't think we should.
That's not fair. That's not fair at all.
Everybody accountable.
Yeah.
You know when I started really loving Gattuso's when they called him a Terone, and he wanted to fight that guy right on the pitch.
Yeah.
Come on, man. You gotta love this guy.
No,
Sadi,
I love
this
him.
is all rumors.
No, listen. Can I just address this real quick? I don't want Sarri anywhere near my club. I don't want Sarri I don't think he deserves the club. I don't think he deserves the fans. You don't disrespect us that way and then be rewarded with failing at 2 clubs by coming back to Napoli to start again. He doesn't deserve that opportunity, and I don't think he should get it, to be honest. And also, I think Raffa said this as well. I know how Gaetano feels about this, but Raffa said this as well. Like, I feel like he got lucky at Napoli. I feel like the stars aligned perfectly for him, whereby everything went well. He had all the perfect players for his system. That's not going to work anymore. You don't have a Jorginho. You don't have a Callejon. You don't have Prime Gulam. You don't have Allen. You don't have Hamsik. You don't have Higuain. Mertens is old now. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I genuinely... This Sarri stuff needs to end, because I feel like if he comes back, it's going to end worse than it did the initial stage. Because half the fans are already against him because of him going to Juventus. The other half are hoping for some fairy tale ending. But most of us, like, when you put emotions to the side and look at it just from a football perspective, his tactics just don't work anymore. Like, you need a specific set of players and a specific set of situations and scenarios for his football to work, and that's not it's not going to happen anymore. It's exactly happen. We've moved far from that. We're gone. I know Rafa said this on the run a while ago. Leave that behind. Like, why would we go back? We didn't win with him before. Let's try something new. De Zerbi, Italiano, Juric. Let's try something new. Let's try something new.
Let's move on. Let's evolve, and let's go with it. No manager who has already won with Juventus. Forget it. I get it, guys. I know this.
And also, winning with Juventus, winning a 9th Scudetto with Juventus is not something that is to be, what's it called, applauded.
Praised.
I mean, me and you
Rafa
and everyone
said
else
I can win. Exactly.
Me and you and anyone can do that. I mean, I'm not sure how Pirlo's not getting it done, but then again, they're old now. But come on, man.
BBK of the movement. I love Quentin. He always adds that. You know what I think? This is
BBK.
This is BBK of the movement. Quentin does our sound. He always adds a little bit of that. Let me put it one more time. Yeah. He always adds a little comic relief, Quentin. Thank you, Quentin. Quentin knows how to lower our blood pressure. What I said this once. I'm just gonna say it again because I think it's important. I think what Napoli fans want the most, even the ones who like Sadi, not necessarily Sadi, but they want to see just a better Napoli. I think because we always. When you're going through a hard time, right? Isn't it like a natural kind of mental defense that to
go back to a good time?
Stress, you go back to a good time. You go back to a good place. Now, maybe Sadi was this one trick pony. I'm with it.
But it was a good time.
He did show some nice Napoli. We did finish second, third, and second within 3 years. That's undeniable. Now, is it efficient? Is it good for long term? No, we can make all the arguments, but it doesn't matter. We still got to experience that. We had 91 points. We were 4 points away from the Scudetto. 91 points. We lose this. We don't win the Scudetto when the year prior Juve had 91 points and won the Scudetto. So we tasted it. We were this close, and it got taken away. And I think fans, the casual fans, you got to understand, not everybody is up here every day looking at all. They see what they see that one day, and then
The only way
longing for that feeling.
The only way we could give that guy is if he comes and wins a Scudetto. If he doesn't win that, then if he's not going to guarantee a Scudetto, I don't want him anywhere near the club. And I don't think he will win a Scudetto either way. I mean, yeah. Because to deal with Sarri, you need players with strong personality, and we don't have that at the moment.
Sal, you're getting fancy here. It needs to be a frequent flyer on the rant. Hey, maybe we'll. This rant, Mohammed, is this show is for the Napoli. It's me and Raffa up here, but we love having different people's perspective, especially Napoli supporters. The community is growing so much. So I love having all you guys. Our Twitter community is booming right now. I feel like booming
in terms of Calcio. I think we've got the best fan base on Twitter in Calcio. It's just amazing. I love it, man. I'm so honored to be part of this community. It's great.
Yeah,
it's great.
It's grown. It's come a long way, and it's just nice to. We've been meeting so many people from all over the world. And you know what? We don't just have Napoli fans that come in this chat, Mohammed. We have people from Milan, people from Juve, people from Inter who come in and talk to us. People who just genuinely love soccer, because I know like the rivalries and all that, but there are people out there who just genuinely love soccer and want to talk about it, and they'll talk about Napoli as well. So it's really about promoting that kind of philosophy. Is like, hey, we can be rivals, but we're humans. Let's just talk it over and then have a beer at the end of the day.
I guess it's the beautiful game.
It is. Jory says, this year's chance. I expect Gasperini to go to Juve next year, so they'll be back at the top.
Oh, they would be perfect for each other. They would be so perfect for each other. Yeah, Juve scum, Gasperini similar. I think they would be perfect for each other. In terms of just personality, they're just both. Yeah.
Cool. Well, I think we're gonna wrap up the show. Thank you for all that. You know what? Let me get a big Forza Napoli out in the chat. All right, let's get a Forza Napoli up in the chat, man. I want to put you guys up on the show before we wrap up. Let me get a big Forza Napoli. Big thank you to Mohammed. Mohammed, you want to plug your credentials here?
I don't really
find you.
I don't really do much, but just Twitter for all my Napoli stuff. Really, just
okay.
I've got my own on Twitter _P salad on Twitter.
Okay.
P salad on Twitter and Prince salad on Instagram, and let's go.
There you go.
Let's increase our community.
Let's get bigger and better. I want to just blast all the FNS here, guys. I want to thank everybody. If you see the show on YouTube, please hit like, please hit subscribe, share. It will help us grow. We appreciate all the people that come in on a weekly basis to see our rant proper, to see these post-game shows. We're happy. Forza Napoli, E3 stand up. What do you call it? As much as always, still Forza Napoli sempre. Forza Napoli from Sedona. Joe Reese, Forza Napoli. Thank you. I got one from you too, sir. Brave ragazzi. All right, guys. We're going to wrap it up here. Hang out with me for a little bit longer, Mohammed, before you cut out.
Yes, sir.
But I will wrap it up here. Anything you'd like to say? You want to give a shout out before I cut out?
Yo, shout out to the fans. They know who I'm talking about. We have a little group chat on Twitter. So
on Twitter, we're in it.
Shout out to the boys.
And that's how I was like, I saw your video the other day, and then I saw you in the chat. I was like, dude, you want to get on? So I'm thank you for coming on today, Mohammed.
No, honestly, it's a pleasure. This is one of the biggest Napoli platforms, so it's nice to be on here. So I appreciate you guys. You guys are doing an amazing job. I mean, to get Bonetti on here last week, it was like, yo, wow, this is huge. You know what I'm trying to say?
Thank you so much.
He's one of our favorites.
We got more lined up. He did a great job, and that might have been his first time that he talked that much Napoli. I don't know. But we were just happy to have him. We got more coming up. We got a huge, we got a lineup. It's crazy. We're gonna have so many people on. It's just tough, once a week to come on, and then, I wish I can have everybody at once, but little by little we're improving. But thank you so much for coming on with us. I know it was like a on the cuff kind of thing, and you
yeah.
So I appreciate you for that. Next week, Stormies.
Yo, this guy's really in tune with the British culture.
Quentin's my dude. Yeah, bro. Quentin, don't play. He's our sound boy, man. He knows a lot, and he's just.
No, it's a really
good fan and
professional setup, though. Like I'm a big fan of the way it is. I don't like it's crazy.
Thank you so much. I'm bougie like that, you know. It's
I see you.
Yeah, you know, there's levels to this shit, man. We gotta improve. But shout out to all the content creators. Shout out to everybody out there. We're out of here, guys. Forza Napoli sempre. We got my boy Mohamed Salah with me today. Thank you again. Have a good night, everybody. Ciao, ciao, ciao.